a sound of sweet melody.
Welcome to Celebrate Life. And today I'm on my celebration outfit. Oh, I just felt like celebrating today. Not sure how I like this thing, but I am working on it. Right? But it's one of my celebration outfits anyway. With lots of sparkles. However, today we are going to celebrate life today on reggae2reggae.com. And today we are still starting another week in our time management series. I think this thing is going to go along for the next 6 months or maybe a year because life is all about how we manage our time. All right. So today we're looking at time management and we are looking at a topic that says Simon to Peter. And this is not about a gay business, right? It have nothing to do with, bonding. It has to do with moving from the ordinary to God's specific plan and intention for your life. So we're going to be Simon Peter. And most of us know about Peter and Simon and the fact that he was called a rock and all them sort of things. So let's go straight into it. Now, remember, every time we come and celebrate life, we need to look at our phones. Know where you're going. Know your driver. Know, pay as you enter. Enjoy the journey. And I am doing this from my perspective, right? So I need to know where I'm going. I need to know my driver. I need to pay as I enter. And I know, like I have, like I will, enjoy the ride. Good. So, here am I looking on the wrong page, but I'm on the right page now. First of all, moving from Simon to Peter has to do using my time to first of all know who I am and then move it to know who I am in the spiritual. Because guess what? Who I am in the natural is just me. I have a little talent here and there. I can operate at X and I can do my best, but it does not even nearly compare to what my Creator has prepared for me. Consequently, I gotta make sure that I find out what He has prepared for me. And that has to be the decision that I take to find out and then to head in that direction. That's the only way I can know where I'm going. I cannot know where I am going by doing temperament tests and a personality test and this psychometric this and a career evaluation and it is not going to work because that is evaluating things on a human level. And that is keeping me in the Simon bracket. It ain't moving me into the Peter bracket. So let's get the definition here. Can you tell me I'm the wrong page again? Oh, right. Knowing who I am in Christ will bring me into the place where I can move from where I am, where I have been born, where I was put initially to start the developmental process. Because really and truly, things evolve, they develop, they become, they grow. I wasn't born this big, I was born with a bit, I don't know how much I was. 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 6 pounds, I don't remember. But Oh, how small I was. I don't think I was bigger. And I certainly did not weigh 12 pounds. And now I weigh 12 pounds multiplied by maybe 200. But anyway, we're not going there. But more than what I was when I was born, everything has grown physically, psychologically, and spiritually. But guess what? You see, all the things that have grown to what they are now, all of them were inside of me when I was born. And all the future growth that I'm going to do physically, well, I hope those movements physically will not be exponentially improving or getting bigger because I would like to lose millions of inches around the belly part. But I would like to go psychological and spiritual. And guess what? All the future growth is also inside of me because my creator placed them there in embryo. That's what I was before I was born. All the capabilities to become a human being were right there in little embryo. Let's try to find another word, but I can't find it. But that little undeveloped human being within the tummy of my mother was and has and will have everything that I need to become who God says I should become, who He created me to become. Wow, I love it. You know what that does to me? What that does to me is puts me in a frame of mind to really this process because I know it's already all there already. Consequently, it's so important for us to understand that we need to move from Saul to Peter. Well, how are we going? One of the things that we have to embrace is the joy of giving. Because, we never get all that we have inside of us coming out if we don't give it away. How does that work? One of the things is that when we have a container with a set amount of content, whether it is volume or weight or whatever, we have to always give and give and give what is in the container. As we give the container and it becomes empty, guess what happens? There is a impervious hole. Is that possible? With God, all things are possible. There's a little impervious hole at the bottom of the container that when it is empty, it has what you call a capillary action. That means it sucks up from the bottom. And it sucks up everything that God has for us. Truly impervious hole at the bottom. It's a one-way hole. It's one of those holes that it can't leak out to the bottom. You have to pour it out to the top. And once you pour it out to the top, it just comes out to the bottom like a spring. And come back up. You think it's a joke talking? It's not a joke. It is the truth. That is how we move from Simon to Peter. We allow the emptiness to create a vacuum within us that pulls on all the resources that God has for us. But guess what? That vacuum is not created until we pour out everything that is inside. You understand? Well, I don't know if you understand, but guess what? I understand that. And the reason that I understand is that when I pour out, I said, every time I give away everything I have, cheese and peace, the floodgates open. And people just come and say, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me that. Jesus, you know better give away all yes, because I need a new wardrobe for next year. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm serious, right? So we're going to our first break as we continue in this session, which talks about from Simon to Peter. So come back.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
First public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893. No one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind.
We're on. And we are talking today on Celebrate Life about moving from Simon to Peter. And remember, we are still in our time management series, and we are looking at how do we move from the natural into the super. How do we move from being a Simon, simple Simon says, to a Peter, which our Creator says, I will build my kingdom. That's right. So all of us have the opportunity of moving from our ordinary mundane life with the limitations of what we have, what is contained in our jars or our buckets or our 45-gallon drums. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, our capabilities, capacities are limited. But we have the opportunity of moving from the ordinary to the supernatural, from the natural to the supernatural, from the ordinary to the exemplary, from being nice creations to being masterpieces. In fact, it's moving from being a masterpiece to being an invaluable antique. See the difference? Wonderful, I like it. Moving from the natural to the supernatural. Moving from the ordinary to the exemplary, exceptional, and moving from being a masterpiece, because I was made a masterpiece by my Creator. to be out of this world, invaluable. You know, as masterpiece age, they increase in value, and they become, this concept is just so important to me, and it's just so fabulous. I have to record it. Let me do this again. Natural to supernatural. Ordinary, wow, to, and I put an arrow between it. Ordinary to exemplary. Wow. I think we all want to go there. And the last one was masterpieces in embryo. Ay, 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 ay. To invaluable. Whoa, you know what invaluable means? Cannot be valued. The value is so high. Oh my gosh. I'm just getting so many downloads. Thank you. Oops, let me tell you something. You see the creative forces that have been put inside of us. Now watch this, you know. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Once you plug in to your creator, I am here to tell you that it enables you to move outside yourself, beyond yourself, over and above, exceed your grasp, exceed your ability. That is why when I used to go to them courses and talk about it, and their goals must be measurable, and they must be sustainable, and they must be, I said, that is a whole pile of crap, right? Right? You know what crap is? The thing that comes out of that end of the dog and other animals. Because my creator says, if I plug into that power source, ain't nothing ordinary about this girl. Huh? Just talking about my own experience. I experienced exceeding abundantly above all that I could ask or even think. As a result, I just know that I know that I know that I just have to keep moving every day from Simon to Peter. You know, God is just awesome. God is unbelievable. You know, because He has planned our lives before we were born. He says, before I conceived and created you, I knew you. I planned for you. I formed you. And I remember, you know, a friend of mine just reminded me of a nickname at school. I remember it was Super Baby. I said, why did they call me that? Because I was the strongest all around me. Guys were all afraid of me. I remember I used to like to lift up everybody. I would lift up the guys, I would lift up all the fat people. I was strong. But that was just something that was implanted in me before I was born. Because I didn't lift weights at that time. I was just naturally muscular. I used to do gymnastics. And listen to me, you want somebody, do all the different gymnastics. I was there. And I remember when we performed for Princess Margaret. Oh my goodness. And when Selassie came to Jamaica, and they both had receptions at the stadium, there was Super Baby on the field, man, doing flips and all sorts of things, and supporting all those people on top, doing, whoa, you know, God has a sense of humor. All of that He placed in embryo in me at that time. And this is what He has done with all of us. When you think about all those ideas and all that you used to do while you were at school, or these little flashes that you had when you were young, and I just think I never remember them. Anytime they were up, they were up on the back. Although I wanted to be on the top, but I had so much muscles, I was a little heavier than the rest then, and so they never wanted me on the top. But I got in there now and then on the bottom. Anyway, remember, this is all for purpose, and it's all about moving from Simon, the ordinary, to Peter, the rock on which the kingdom of God is built, being the foundation for this wonderful organism of living souls who are engaged in, dedicated to, and sold out, focused on bringing to pass their destinies. And it cannot happen until you realize you are Peter, no longer Simon. So this is what today's teaching is all about. This is what today's experience is all about. So that you too can understand what are the tools that I need to engage to move from being Simon, ordinary that everybody had, and move into Peter, the rock. It's not a pebble, it's a rock, right? And some people say it's a pebble, but if it's a pebble, then it's a chip off of the block. The rock, right? So anyway, you take it, right? Because when I was doing all of this stuff, they had two interpretations. One say that this is a pebble that was chipped off of the big rock, Jesus. Peter chipped off of Jesus as a big rock. And others say that the whole rock status was imputed to him. And guess what? By extension, imputed to every other person who decides to join the kingdom. So we are all believers in the kingdom. We are all support for others coming in. So moving from Simon to Peter. So remember that game you used to play? Simon says, take 2 baby steps. Beep, beep. You want to play? Peter says, because let's look at what Simon says and what Peter says. All right. Whenever you want to know, you ever wonder sometimes in the Word, when you're reading all these stories about Peter and Simon, sometimes, you ever hear the Lord say, first of all, I'm giving my new name, Peter. And then next week, I'm calling Simon. Then the next time, I'm calling Peter. And then come back and call him Simon. And I said, well, let me study this and see what is the reason why. Why would God give me a new name and call me old name? Because I'm acting like the old name. And I'm going to tell you the times when Peter was acting like the old name. Right? Because I am here to say, becoming more and more like God created me to be is going to bring me into my purpose. And remember all those times when Peter behaved like Simon. One, him said, no, Lord, you're not going to die at all. Not going to die. You know what? Jesus called it. He wasn't talking to him, but all the Satan was nagging at Peter and said, get thee behind me, Satan. Behind, go back on me. Right? Stop nagging Peter. Right? Because dear to Peter said, no, you can't dead. You're supposed to lead this revolution. Why you went dead? Go. That's one foolful thing that Peter said. So, We're going to look at some more food things that Peter said in the next section, and then we'll look at the empowering things that Simon said, and then we'll look at the empowering things that Peter said. Soon come back.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Wind that's gonna blow is the raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you.
I do enjoy that thing. Anytime I go to a cocktail party abroad and I want to find a mechanism, I just walk around and watch the person who's doing this. Shaking the ice around in the grass. You know why? Because we come from a very aristocratic background. When we were slaves, we used to watch the slave masters with the silver stick. And so we never had no silver stick. So when we had our drinks to do, we just did that. Enough said. Boy, we are talking about moving from Simon to Peter. And let me get this off so that no more Skype don't come in the middle of my show. But moving from Simon to Peter is moving from the ordinary to the extraordinary, and moving from natural to supernatural, from ordinary to exceptional, and from masterpiece to invaluable. Isn't that wonderful? That is what our Creator planned for us before we were created. And so we were created to move along that journey. And there are certain things that we need to have in order to come up. And you know, we've covered them we're going to cover them tomorrow we'll cover them tomorrow and next day in detail, but I just want to mention them today. They are that we have to follow in the footsteps of our Creator, because God's love gives all the time. So we have to give lovingly. God's words work all the time. And so we have to engage in speaking God's words. And God's plan succeeds. Whether we want to follow the plan, cooperate with it or not, it is going to happen. Remember Samson and Esther. They were both born to be deliverers of their peoples. And Samson had a rough life, went through much trauma because he followed his emotions instead of following the word of God. Esther, on the other hand, had a wonderful life because she followed God's counsel the Mordecai, and he was giving her counsel from the word of God. How you need to behave when you are in the middle of crisis. You can't use emotions. Well, Samson got what the dog got, and Esther got the golden, the goose slave. But in the end, both of them fulfilled their destiny. Do I want to go on a Samson journey or an Esther journey? You know I'm on the Esther journey. That's why I'm all down, right? So, your choice. Your choice. So, here we have another contrast now between Simon and Peter. It's the same person. And guess what? You want to skip schizophrenic. As we all are at times. Every single one of us behave that way at times. Well, let me just not be so all-inclusive. I behave that way, and if you want to look at yourself in the mirror, go right ahead. See the mirror here? The things that I would not, I do not, and I do not the things that I would not, and what I would, I do not. Right in yourself. So, as we look at our schizoid behavior, we can look back and see how Simon did it. First of all, he don't want the Lord to die. He says, no way, you're not going to die. You know what Jesus said to him? Satan was mentioning him. Say, no man, move out and allow me to do what I was destined to do. Allow yourself to do what you were destined to do. The next thing that Peter did, it's like Peter always put in his mouth. It wasn't Peter, it was Simon, the other side, the schizophrenic one over the side. You have this one and this one. Jekyll and Hyde, right? That was Jekyll. I don't know which one was the good one or the bad one. Anyway, not important. We're talking about Simon and Peter. Simon the ordinary, Peter the extraordinary. Simon, the one who was operating in the natural, and Peter, the one who operates in the supernatural. We're talking about Simon, the one who, what was the last one? Oh, was created as a master. And Peter, the one who became valuable to the building of the kingdoms of God. And guess what? All of us need to identify with all of these three things, because I was created ordinary, but I certainly don't operate ordinary. I operate in the supernatural. I was created natural, and I have a lot of natural talents. But you see, when I start using my talent, we just empty it all out and let the Creator flows from me. Listen to me. If you ever see the things I do on stage, I can't do them on stage. Because after I go down and empty out everything, that is when the Creator triggered, and I can fly. Watch me fly one of these days. We will catch it on film. Why? Moving from Simon to Peter. I love it. Becoming more and more like God created me to be is my purpose. Connecting daily to my source to achieve destiny So my purpose is, first of all, becoming more and more like I was created to be. That is my purpose. My destiny is a result of connecting daily to the Creator. That's how I achieve my destiny. And seeking first the kingdom of God and His righteousness is how I organize my time. I make Him the Lord of my time. I manage my time to give priority to the relationships He has placed me in. And they are my relationship first with Creator. Then my relationship with my family. Then my relationship with my purpose, my calling. Then my relationships with my spiritual family. Then my relationship with my community. Then my relationship with my nation. Then my relationship with the world. We all engage or disengage in every one of those relationships. We all impact all of those relationships positively or negatively. Whether we do it overtly or covertly, whether we do it passively or actively, whether we engage or disengage, we impact it by our engagement or by our disengagement. And so we have to understand that when we look at statistics about a nation, an organization, a family, a company, an entity, it all is a composite of those who engage or disengage, those who contribute actively or passively. But all of us make a contribution to the end product that we must all take responsibility for. And this is why we have been doing over these weeks or even months on time management series, because I am here to tell you it is the only thing that we all have in common. One, and two, it is the only thing that determines our success or failure at realizing the plan that our Creator has made for us. Right. So we need to understand that it is important for us to organize our time, go back and do our 20-year plan. Do our 50 to 1 year plan, and then do our daily timetable, weekly timetable actually, that gives time slots to everything. And I want to mention the two, I don't even know if I want to say two most important, but I'm going to say, right? The two most important slots that you put down on there is your time with your Creator and the 2 hours that you must not factor in any planning. 2 hours free time. You got to fit in all the other relationships within that time frame. And we looked at their priority, and that was the subject of another session. However, why is this important? Because it is as we assign those tasks that we will be able to move from Simon to Peter. Because if we give ourselves away, if we give ourselves away in these relationships, then we will become a open channel, like a zero, for the love of God to flow through us to everybody else around. And once that happens, then voila, we will be giving the gift of joy. And we will be able, as the end result, to experience the joy of giving. So that when you give the gift of joy, then you experience the joy of giving. Isn't that good? It's wonderful. And God is like that, you know. I mean, every single time I've given away everything. I mean, He opens the floodgates and just blesses me and blesses me and blesses me. It's just amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, as we manage our time, we need to understand that we must seek first our time with our Creator. And then, in our next segment, we are going to be talking about the joy of giving. Aha, so come back.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Somehow I know things have got to change. Ooh.
Wow. Hasn't this been a wonderful program? The joy of giving. But we started off by moving from Simon to Peter. And who's Simon? Simon is just an ordinary everyday person. Made natural, normal, ordinary. Yeah. But we can move the ordinary to engage the super. And just like how Jesus said, you used to be Simon, but now you're going to be Peter. You're going to be the rock on which I build my church. And guess what? That was said to him just as an example or as a precursor for what he has to say to us. It is the same thing he is saying to us. And so we can decide, choose to embrace this wonderful gift. And as we embrace it, we will also move from being the natural to the supernatural, the ordinary to the exceptional. And we will eventually move from being a masterpiece that we were originally as to be invaluable in the kingdom. So, I just want to go over a few things because this section is just talking about how we're going to enjoy. And one of the pivotal things is that we are going to enjoy giving joy. And as we do that, when we give the gift of joy, then we will have the joy of giving. So joy in itself is not something that you get. Joy is a byproduct of so many things. Joy is a byproduct of peace. Joy is a byproduct of love. Joy is a byproduct of all the things that God has given us. Right? It is joy is really a byproduct of receiving whatever God has for us and has given it away. You understand? For the gifts of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, those of you. You know, there's a reason why I don't share at the beginning now. They're the most important. Priorities are always on the top. They're always first. So we need to understand that if we can, you know, if we can just look at things, you know, something about God. He always breaks down things and makes them so simple. You know why there's so many words in the Bible? I think this is for the intellectual ones, right? Because they need to get a reason for this and a reason for that and an explanation of it. You see me? Me no need more than me first thing. When it comes to laws, I'll be one. Love the Lord with all my heart, soul, and that. No, I don't bother with the neighbors. I said, I do the first one because if you engage all of your physical, mental, and soulish or psychological selves in just embracing the love of God, everything else falls in place. So that's my number one law. I'm not this. Then the other thing is this. What is the supreme gift or characteristic that you need? Well, again, you know what it said? This book says the greatest of these is love. Me done. Finish. All I need to do is engage that one with everybody, with every situation, with another. So do I focus on the P-brain and all the other things that I have to do. I don't have to think about justification and sanctification and eschatology and it's those things are not for me because I can't focus on so much things one time. And that was what was happening to Peter, to Simon. But it is so important for us to understand that our Creator meets us where we are and He provides answers for what we need. He is just so precious. Well, now I'm having the effects of my master cleanser, which is my drink that I had today on the show. And I don't think I mentioned it today. It's my cane juice with lemon juice and cayenne pepper. And this cleanses me at the cellular level. And one of the things is that after I've drunk the whole of it, after I had drunk the whole of it, in the big glass here, just drink it off. Yeah. You know what happens? It releases all the mucus in the mucous membranes. It releases all the liquid waste and the solid waste and the gaseous waste. Clears the breathing passages and it's wonderful. But when I'm not on the show. So in the meantime, I will just grin and bear it for the next 10 minutes because it's soon finished. But we're moving from Simon to Peter. And we want to, in this last segment, enjoy the joy of giving. Giving of ourselves. And you know, I just want to mention a few things. I made some notes. First of all, Simon is easily offended. He puts his foot in his mouth. He offends others by calling a spade a spade. Do you identify with that? He puts his foot in his mouth and he gets the answer. I don't know if it's him, Jesus or Satan was named him. All right. Then he's very reactionary. He cut off the ear of the high priest's servants because he wants to protect Jesus. He won't protect Jesus. Boy, talk about. But guess what? They denied him 3 times. How much time have I denied Jesus? God, thank you. But he not. You know, that is just a quality that is just really wonderful. And it comes from God. That desire to just hold on, regardless of all wrong. You just have that desire to not give up. It comes from Him. And that was a quality. I think that was the saving grace of Peter, right? And it's very often, I know for me, it's a saving grace. It's not about what I do. It's about the fact that I will not let go. I will not let Him go until He blesses me. every moment of it. So I get so much blessing. Me just hang on for dear life. Great. Another thing about Peter is he was ruled by his emotions initially, but he was scared of the storm. A lot of us are. We start being ruled by our emotions. We look out and we see Jesus on the water. And then we say, oh my gosh, no son, we can't step out there. Ruled by your emotions, scared by the storm, depressed and anxious, impetuous in our responses. I know I can identify with Peter for all of these. However, when the Creator changes your name from Simon to Peter, then this is it makes you start to recognize, realize, and walk out your potential. You are destined to become great, to become loved, to be forgiven, to be precious, to be purposeful, oh, to be taught, and to be guided, to be provided for. All of this is what moving from Simon to Peter. All of these are what brings you in this fatherhood son or father-daughter relationship where you get your image from. Do you know that both girls and boys get their image, their sense of self from the father or the father for their relationship? Fathers look top girls X, Y, and Z. And the boys, I don't care what your boys do. If they like to cry and they like to play with dolls, affirm them. Boys and girls, children, get their sense of who they are and their image of who they are from their fathers. So you must always make sure you keep them on acceptance, even though what they do rub you the wrong way. I remember my dear mother. I tell you, she had 3 children, and poor lady. If you could have found 3 children that look different, behave different, I mean, unbelievable. We are so unlike her 3 children. And she just had that ability to treat us all special. She never compared us. That's one thing was never compared. Why can't I study like a bigger sister? Or why can't I do this? Each person is unique. They have their own capabilities. You must always use each other to encourage. But the most important thing that you encourage is you encourage each child to compete only with themselves so that they're always improving. And it does not matter how small the improvement is. Each one was created with specific capabilities that only God knows how to hold and use for the advancement of the kingdom. So never compare. They all have different destinies. So here we have Peter realizing his whole potential and all the things that are behind him, right? The fact that he was scared when he saw the wind and the waves, but eventually he learned to keep his eyes on Jesus. Remember him when he was in there denying, saying, no, I don't know him, blankety blank, we don't know him. But he would not leave. He had that tenacious spirit. And then, where did he got the strength to move up and carry on? He kept his eyes on Jesus. So that when Jesus looked around and eyeballed him and catch him eye, he got the strength to hang on, hold on, until he went out and he went to Israel. Those are good tears. because it moved into the place. And I love to cry. You mean bad plenty. And I love it. Because guess what? Those are tears that cleanse, fresh, and prepare for future action. And that is what Peter did. That's what we need to do. And then when he went looking at the sea, at the waves and the wind and everything, and then he looked at Jesus. And as he looked at Jesus, what happened? He now had the ability to empty himself of himself so that the supernatural will move him from the natural to the place where he could operate exactly the way Jesus was operating. He decided to go and get himself. Then that is where he could walk on the water. But the minute he takes his hands up, and start to sing, singing. So remember, there is a way, and the way is to fix and keep your eyes on Jesus. Because that is where all your empowerment is going to come from. That is where the distractions of the enemy will not be able to pull you. That is where you will be able to realize not just your purpose, destiny, and you'll be able to experience the daily joy, the momentary joy of giving of yourselves to all those who are around you. Be intentional. Seek Him in prayer, in the Word, and in relationship. And every time you are engaged in an action, remember you have to ask yourself two questions. Am I acting like Simon, or am I acting like Peter? If you're acting like Simon, then you will understand that the enemy has you in his grasp, but not under his control. Fix your eyes on Jesus. Get into this word. Renew your relationship, and you will be able to experience the joy of giving yourself wholly away to Him. And then you will be able to become Peter in every circumstance and situation that you find yourself in. And so let us end with this. I want to end with this little prayer. But before I do that, I want to just go back to one thing. Make sure you always call your children geniuses, smart, mighty, powerful. Anything you want for them is what you need to speak over them. And as we go, I want us to engage in this prayer. Remember, as we pray, that God wants everything that He created for you, which is success and prosperity. Remember that His love gives, His word works, and His plan succeeds every time. Help me, Lord, to see myself as You see me. Forgive me for seeing myself as I am and not as You made me to be. I choose today. I decide today and every day in the future to only say what You say about me and to share Your love with everyone I meet. Share Your love and share Your gifts so that I can experience the joy of giving. See you tomorrow, and you have a wonderful Christmas season. Bye-bye.